Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan. Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulation.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Hey. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast, powered by DealsInTheD.com with Mike and Jay. Shalom, Big E. King, how are you, my friend?
Perfect. Thank you for having me back, Mike.
I need you today.
It's a pleasure to be here.
I know. I would have it no other way. I need you. I need E. I got a splitting headache, man. I've had one all day.
Oh, Mike.
It hindered my ability to watch football.
Oh.
If that doesn't tell you what I've been dealing with. I've got a cocktail, though. I'm hoping this is the magic potion.
That'll clear it up.
Yeah, should clear it up, I hope.
So what does that mean? It hindered your ability to watch football? Like it hurt to watch?
It hurt
or
so bad that I
didn't watch?
Well, I was just like doing this, like, okay, I'm going to lay down on the couch, and I'm just going to watch the game, and then I'm just going to rest my eyes for an hour. And then I would just kind of like fall asleep and then wake up, and I'm like, where am I?
Are you hydrated, Mike? I'm worried about your hydration level.
I think so.
Yeah? Are you hung over from yesterday? Did you go out last night?
I did, but I'm not. No, I didn't have many drinks at all. Two drinks.
E, are you still hung over from
No, I'm
the
not.
party we attended?
I am not now, but I felt a little crappy on Saturday, I'm going to be honest.
Oh,
Yeah,
I stayed up late.
We had what they're talking about is we had a Christmas party that was basically thrown in our honor.
In our
Right. I mean, we were
I'd say so. The guests of honor.
Yeah, we were the guests of honor for sure, and I believe it was in our honor.
We are GOH.
Yeah, and so we all had to attend. I mean, it's the thing to do when people are having a party in your honor, and so we all went there. And it was one of these where it's like it's just far enough out, that I don't want to drink too many drinks and then to have to drive home.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, would it be a $70 Uber ride home? You know what? I'm just going to have these 2.5 drinks and then just be like, okay, I gotta be careful. And so I bailed a little bit early. And
Why couldn't you stay longer and not drink?
Well, that's no fun.
That's kind of what I don't get. Honestly,
fun.
I don't.
Yeah, well, I can't have another drink,
No,
so I'm out.
then I'm just stuck talking to you guys and other people, and it's just.
Well, maybe you were worried that you would have to play more ping pong and get destroyed.
Oh no!
Oh,
Did
really?
you beat him, Isis?
He did nothing of the sort.
Whoa,
Absolutely not.
There was not a game technically, but you
So-
could not even begin to suggest that you were going to beat me.
Oh, are you going to suggest that you were going to beat me?
Well, you guys just had a little warm-up battle, or what?
Yeah, we were just.
It was.
just
I would say it was very
ting, ting,
close.
ting,
I would
playing around.
Just
say it was
noodling.
very close, but I believe that if there had been a game,
Why wasn't there a game?
I don't know.
I started sweating after warm-ups, and so I shut it down.
Did you get nervous, Mike, that you might lose to E, and therefore you didn't make an official
Earmuffs. Earmuffs. Maybe a little bit.
game? Yeah,
He's
he
better
was
than
pretty
you think.
strong. Really?
He's stronger
Well,
than
he's
you
got the
think.
tennis
He's got
background,
those
you know.
fucking gangly-ass arms.
I know.
He, without moving, he can reach shit that you wouldn't
I know.
expect.
Well, he's Sneech-like.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, you can come back now.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, actually, it was a lot of fun, but I was tired, man. I had a lot going on in my own world, and so I was just kind of tired, and it was like, whatever. I'll shut down. So
Now I got
but
you.
E was like stone sober. I think he was nursing like half a beer the whole night, and so
Well, he gets very nervous when he goes places and drinks.
I don't
as he
drink and
should
drive.
be.
I do
That's-
not mess with drinking and
that's a
driving.
great
I may be
attribute.
an
Great
asshole in a lot of ways.
No.
No,
That-
I said in a lot of ways I might be
Okay.
an asshole, but
Yeah.
drinking and driving I do not do.
That's
man.
a very great. He'll text and drive.
yes,
Actually,
oh yeah,
I don't-
without concern at all, and
That's not
he's
true.
not
E,
he's not even
Have you
apologetic
changed your
about it.
ways on that? Because we went over this in great detail.
I've said before, and I'll say it again. I'm not going to say I'd never do anything, but I am way down from what I was way back when we had that big argument. I would say probably 80 to 90%
He's a distracted
down.
driver.
Oh yeah,
In fact, somebody
No.
posted a picture of him driving down the road with headphones on, full ear pink
Dude,
headphones.
he does it every time he drives. He wears those headphones. He doesn't have a workable radio in his car that gets EDM.
Russell,
That's what it is.
Russell is in driver's ed right now, and he called that out as illegal. Is that illegal?
Oh hell yeah!
No,
to wear
no.
wear headphones
The
and
dog
drive.
just looked it up. We looked it up one time, and
Yeah,
the dog said it was not illegal.
I
Dude,
thought
I
I
think it
challenged.
is
I thought I
illegal.
challenged him on this, and he no, and he looked it up and was like, "No, I can do it."
I think you have to be able to hear emergency
I
shit
can
going on
think.
around you.
I would think.
I always thought headphones in the car. If you've got isolated headphones on, that's illegal.
Generally, there is no law prohibiting it. Or wait a minute. Generally, if there's no law prohibiting
But-
it, then it is legal. There is no status in
that's
Michigan.
true of anything.
There is no status in Michigan in the state of Michigan against it. So
Well, we need to get that changed.
Yeah.
I mean, we should make
So
that
it's legal
a
is the
policy
point.
for us.
But Mike, what you pointed out, you do have to hear emergency vehicles. So
Right.
you'd,
I can hear shit.
you'd have this. You'd have to have this argument with a cop.
I
No,
understand that.
I swear, it didn't look like
Well,
it
I'll
because I
wait till
totally cut off that ambulance, but I could hear him.
yeah, I heard him the whole
Well,
time.
I'll wait till that comes up. But it's technically legal for one. And by the way, I have ever also absolutely been able to hear a cop or an ambulance when I don't listen to it. It's not loud enough. Those phones are not good enough. I buy cheap fucking things from Five Below. So to be honest, they're not as loud. It's louder when I have actual radio on and I put in CDs still. That's louder than it is in my headphones, in my opinion.
Well, you got some nice pink ones. I saw.
I know.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous, by the way. I was driving up North 75, and it was like I had not mentioned on this show that randomly I was going to be going up to Saginaw after the show. And I get there to Saginaw to do this podcast with my other buddy, and it's like in the fan page, I think I saw Big E on North 75.
Dude, it is so funny. When I saw the picture, and it's just like, there he is, like unaware that he's being photographed. Like when you're unaware that you're being photographed, everybody looks like such an asshole.
yeah.
He's just driving down the road with his big headphones on. Oh, he looks like such a dickhead. No offense, E.
It's all right. I agree.
So anyway, he was there. He was nursing a beer, and he was kind of grumbling. He was there alone, and most people were paired off with their wife or their girl, whatever.
Well, here's the thing.
And then I bailed at like, I don't know, 11 or something, and I figured he was hot on my tail. I thought he was going to walk out the door. I get a text from Marisa at like 2:45 in the morning, thanking me for coming, this and that, and she's like, "Oh yeah, and E's still here." And we're still raging downstairs. I'm like, what?
Son of a bitch.
I'm looking at the thing, and I'm looking for a timestamp of like 12:30. It's like, nah, it's 2:45 in the morning, and this son of a bitch is hammered, I guess, in their basement.
Well, here's the thing. She made a big deal about me getting an Uber on the way there. I'm not paying $70 for an Uber to go to a party where there's married couples and it's on a Friday
Where you're not
night.
going to pull puss.
Right. I know
Yeah.
I can't anyway, but if I'm going to spend that money and if I'm going to really drink, I need to do it on a night where there's at least
Need to
a
have a
chance
shot.
of something. I'm
Yeah.
going to be at a club. So I'm like, no, I'm good with having a beer or two, having some food. And I tried to leave twice, by the way.
You almost left with me.
I know. Well, before that, though, there was a half hour before that, Jay, that I told her I was leaving. You went to the bathroom, and I said, when Jay's out of the bathroom, I'm going to say goodbye to him, and I think I'm going to get out of here. And she's like, oh, come on. And then
Yeah, she
somehow
wasn't
that
having
led
it.
to us sitting there for another half hour. Then she poured a beer, and then you and me were leaving.
Well, I then made her promise, like, look, you're not going to make this dude drink a couple beers and kick him out. Like, if you want him to stay, you
Yeah,
got to
he
understand
stays.
he's staying, he's sleeping on that couch and probably whacking off on that couch.
Or wetting it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
And or.
Right. Neither of those things happened, by the way.
And she was like,
but-
okay, I want him to stay and drink. So
That's
And
hilarious.
it was a blast. I will say her husband's awesome.
Yeah,
he sat
yeah,
there
Mike's
and,
great.
I mean, once it was like on, like once I'm staying now.
Once
then
it was
it's like,
go time.
boom, those beers started going, and he was drinking his gin, maybe, or not gin. I'm trying to think what he was drinking, but
An
and then it was
alcoholic
like-
I
beverage.
think he was
Right.
sipping on gin and juice.
Okay.
We'll say that.
But yeah, then it was like on, dude. And then we were playing the music videos on their huge screen. And now it was like, since I was drinking, I could be making, well, let's play this, And
Blink 182, please.
I made them listen to some Alan Jackson.
She mentioned that in the text. Like, we're watching Alan Jackson videos right now. I'm like, oh, nice. Boy, I'm glad I'm home.
I
Well,
know.
and then the thing is, like, her
Sweet.
husband went to bed, I think, around 3-ish. And then me and her stayed
He
up for
trusted you alone with his wife?
yes.
Holy shit.
And we talked
Very
till,
confident man.
Yeah, absolutely.
well, he was probably more confident that I could not pick her up. Like, what is she going
Right.
to, like, what is she
Oh, I was
really?
more worried you'd kill her or something.
Oh, gotcha.
no,
gotcha.
obviously she's not going to put
Confident
out
in her self-defense skills.
Yeah,
is what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Well, she could kick my ass, I'm pretty sure about
Yes,
that, too,
sure.
by the way. But, like, so, yeah, then me and her stayed up till, like, 4 a.m., and I was, like, finding out her
Picture
whole...
her sitting there with a tiger lady claw.
Yeah, in both hands.
Both hands. Just go ahead and try it, you son of a bitch. Just
She
go
looks
ahead.
like Wolverine in her own basement,
But it was, like...
just daring E to make a move.
I was like getting her whole life story about like how her and husband met and how like,
Wow,
their
you were
college
digging deep, huh?
Yes, their college, what it was
This
like.
must have been-
Usually you don't give a shit about
Wait,
stuff like that.
wait, hold on.
You know why? I'll
This
tell you why I
information
care.
must have been offered to him because he would not pry for this.
No, I'll tell you why I did care. I don't normally care about anything unless it's something. If someone was like in a band or if someone was like a comedian or an actor or like a sports athlete, that's
Sports athlete.
So someone that impresses him.
Yeah.
No, but
If they
that's
impress me, I'll ask about
that's
them.
very
Then I
interesting to
care.
me.
If they're just Joe Blow, fuck them.
Yeah, if
Exactly.
you do
I
a
don't
real
know.
job, fuck you. I don't give a shit if you die.
That's true. I
What's
don't.
accounting?
I
What's
don't
accounting?
care about
Oh,
anybody
you're an
else.
accountant. Good for you, fuckface. Oh, a doctor. Boring.
You're right. I don't give a shit. But if it's somebody that I think is cool, then I do care. And her husband, in the end, was a very good soccer player, and
Oh, yeah,
so I talked
played
to
at
him a
State.
little about it. But I give him a lot of credit. He was very humble. And then his wife told me the rest of the story, and it was like I couldn't help but be interested. So it was
Very
fun.
nice. How late did you stay, Jay?
About midnight, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's not too bad. Not too bad.
Hey, insurance, we all need it. Most of us don't know what kind of coverage we have or who provides it. Let fellow TDC listener Brent Wasick from Wasick Insurance Services change all that. Brent has over 29 years in the business and offers all types of insurance coverage: auto, home, health, life, business, commercial, and more. Call Brent Wasick at 734-455-1900. Get a free, no-obligation quote today. Again, that's 734-455-1900.
Did you guys do anything else cool over the weekend?
Russell had some soccer training today, which put us out in Brighton all day, so I missed
Yeah.
football like you.
I saw enough of it. I know the Lions won. That's all I cared about. Just get a
Barely.
W, goddammit. Yeah, barely.
Squeaked by a shit
What were
team.
there, 8 turnovers, I thought I heard, or 9 turnovers in that game? I know you didn't see it. I am assuming Russell is playing indoor
Yes.
at this point. Yeah, we're on indoor.
That's a good assumption, probably.
Did you do anything, E?
Actually, this is as we sit right now, I've already done like 5 hours of radio earlier today.
That's why he's so warmed up. That's why he sounds
Yeah.
so crisp and
Yeah.
clean today.
Yeah, he's firing right now.
Yeah.
No, I was asked by another comedian to do
By
There-
another comedian. I like
Right,
that.
right,
You were
right.
asked by a comedian.
by another comedian.
We're asked
You were
by a
asked by an
comedian.
amateur comedian.
Okay, whatever. You know what? Fine. To do there's an internet radio station in this area that I had not heard of before. I will absolutely admit that, but they were
Sure.
doing a 36-hour telethon for a really good cause called Forgotten Harvest, which is a company that helps feed homelessness in Michigan.
Dude, what is it with you and the homeless? E?
I'm in, dude. I'm in. I'm in for helping the
Just,
homeless.
he
That's
just
my-
knows he's going to end up like that
Yeah,
one
I
day,
think
and so
so,
he's
man.
just
Right.
he's just laying the groundwork for like, dude.
No, you know what? To be fair, I didn't know that's what this was going to be. It's their cause. I was just they're just like when I did my 24-hour telethon. You're just looking for some people to kill time for a while.
You know what's going to be funny is when he's 60 and homeless and in a shelter and he's holding court like, there was a day I raised like $60,000 in a year for people like you. And they're going to be like, oh, good, sure you did.
I'll have my
Sure,
trophies.
sure.
I'll have my trophies, but I'll have nothing else, and I'll just be like. But I don't know. That was fun. I mean, I don't know if any of I shared it. I don't know if any of our listeners listened, but it was fun. I did it for we got there at 6 in the morning. We did it there from 6 to 11 a.m. The 6 to 11 a.m.
the Sunday morning
Oh.
6 a.m. shift. That's yeoman's work. E.
I
Yeah,
have to tell
that's a
you,
tough
and I
one.
know you guys kind of know this, and it is what it is. I did another thing with my buddy on the weekend too. I am shameless in that aspect. I love fucking talking, and anybody that will allow me to go talk into a mic for any period of time, no matter what time or day.
You like to
I will be
blather.
there.
I don't know if talk is the right. You like to blather.
Fine, that ramble. I don't care.
Yeah.
I like doing it, and so to me, waking up at 6, I woke up at 4:30 to do it because it was in.
So did you
Taylor.
prepare a lot of topics that you knew you were going to have
Well,
to
there
cover
was
5 hours? I
No,
mean,
there was five other stand-ups there with me.
let them
Or
do the heavy
four
lifting.
other ones.
Bounce shit around. You
Yeah,
know?
we're just kicking around the horn. You know how it goes.
That is kind of how it was in the end. I mean,
Yeah.
at times it was probably a little hard to listen to, I'm sure.
Do you guys have a natural chemistry?
Luckily, we all knew each other. At least it was like there was no one.
Are you telling us you have another job offer?
Oh,
Is that
God,
where
this
is
again?
going?
Are
I
we
know.
dealing with this again, E?
No, this is
It's not Mojo hasn't called again?
No. Although this was, I'll say, out of any thing I've done, people do a quote unquote podcast and this and that. This was the nicer studio. It wasn't as nice as this, but it was the nicest studio I've been into when going to some of these side kind of shows and stuff.
Well, good for you, E. Doing good work.
Thank you.
Good charity work out there.
Hey, if you love me, Mike, and Isis as much as Steve Gabar and the hottest sales staff in Oakland County do, take your ass over to Zotford and Holly and get yourself a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV this holiday season. As you know, there's no better way to support TDC than to support our sponsors. And our friends at Zotford were our first. Surf their sexy deals and massive inventory at dealsinthed.com.
You know what I should say, and this is just honestly, this is just a shout out to our listeners, but to give us some perspective on what we have done here and what some people ask to do. They were doing a 36-hour thing. This is the third year they've done it. the first year their goal was $500, and they did get it.
But barely.
The second year was $1,000. They did not get it. And this year they have done a lot better. They had a few connections this year that they were able to auction some stuff off and stuff. So they've done a lot better this year. But my point is just to put that in perspective of what we have done here. Like their goal was $1,000
This year?
during this one telethon, and our show, I mean, several times has done in the 8,000 to 9,000.
Were they fighting to get to 1,000 today, or
I don't know exactly where they're at. The one thing they didn't do very well. If there
you guys
was one
remember
thing
to
I would
turn
say
the
they didn't
mics
do,
on, or
Yeah.
there was one thing I would say
Going
they
out to
didn't-
some
anybody?
kind of problem there?
No, you know what? There was actually they were able to take calls. Which if it wasn't so early, I'm sure I could have got some of our listeners to call in because I put on my Facebook.
Was the phone ringing a lot?
No, there was one call that came in.
We shouldn't rip on another group trying to
I'm not
raise
even-
money.
I know, right?
Dude, this
Good
was
for
Just
them,
dicks. No, I know.
I mean, this was 6 to 10 in the morning, and honestly,
Hey,
this
look,
was
we're trying to fill an hour tonight, dude. I got a headache, so it's like, okay, we can rag on whatever he did.
And by the way, I'm
Fucking
telling,
losers got one call. Hilarious.
right, and I'm telling you, dude, this was legit. Like the studio was a very legit studio, dude. It was a very nice studio.
So what do
honestly.
you think was missing? What
do
was
you mean?
off? Well, you said the studio's great, but you got one call during the 5 hours you were on.
6 to 11 a.m. on Sunday morning. It's not. I don't know. It's not. I don't know what their
It's
average
tough.
listener base
It's
is.
tough.
I don't. And their
I
normal
would say
show,
3 to 6 a.m. is tough. 6 to 11, people are
on
getting
a-
the day
on a
going. and-
Sunday, okay, fine. I don't know. I can't believe that you really would expect there to be that many calls from. And they weren't really giving the number out. I would say that there was 2 things they didn't do to me. Was one, regularly give the number out versus just. I mean, it was on their website, and I put it on my Facebook because I went to that. And the other thing I would say they didn't do enough was tell me how much the money they had raised or where the thing was at. I would say that. That's the only thing.
Did they throw out bones like I'll drink my own piss?
No,
if
that
you
was
give-
not happening.
Oh, well,
Wow,
there's a
see,
problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
was
have to
not
drink their own
happening.
piss. They
Reverse
don't know
banana
that?
hammocks
No,
on the table.
no,
By
that
the
was-
way, where
shaved
is
head?
that banana hammock that
Dude,
he's going to wear?
he said he was going to send it. He the guy that owns the shop in Vegas.
Yeah,
he
haven't seen
he did email or tweet or something and said, "Guys, I got really busy. I'll send it right away."
Okay.
And so that was a while ago, though. So maybe he
But
forgot again. I don't
My
know.
main point of bringing that up was not even to slam them. For one, any money is good money. They said with Forgotten Harvest, apparently $1 to Forgotten Harvest because of how they do it can feed up to 5 meals. $1 can make
Wow,
make
it
5
sounds like
meals.
we need to work with them.
Well, they do a different thing though.
It's like Jesus' Sermon on the Mount.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Well, yeah.
Multiplying fish and bread loaves.
right. Well, anyway, but
And wine. Didn't he do that with wine, too?
And he did that at a wedding later.
Oh, I thought wine he could do, like, he could
Oh,
make
yeah, wine's
fucking
no problem for him.
easy.
No problem.
Okay.
But again, my thing was not to rag on them, but more just
Jesus
to
juice.
give some perspective
Hell yeah.
and say that look at you listeners of this show that are listening right now should be very proud of what you've done this year.
Yeah.
To look
Yep.
at some people and see a goal of 1,000 in 36 hours and know that you guys out here have given almost $60,000 in a year.
Very
It's very
impressive.
impressive. So that's what I wanted to say.
That is never lost on us, E. That's a good point.
And E, you're going to be making good on one of your promises later this week.
That is
we're,
true.
We're going downtown to
I know.
Detroit Barbers.
I know.
And you're getting your head fucking
Never
shaved.
realized how. You know what? We sit here on this show sometimes and we rag people with their hairlines and this and that, and we call them vain for being so conscious about their hair. And I guess I'm more
loves his
vain than
hair.
I realized.
He
does.
loves his hair.
He announced the other day, it's the only thing I've got going for me.
Yeah.
His greasy
Yes.
plume.
He didn't say the Detroit cast is the only thing I got
Fuck,
going
dude,
for
I
me.
can't do that.
His
My
hair.
hair's the only thing I've got going for me. That fucking plume.
I'm
That
realizing
plume.
how much I enjoy
You don't even
my
take
hair.
care of it.
But I
You
like
barely
it.
wash it.
But I like it when it's greasy.
He
and I
was
can
asked
just-
the other day, do you have product in that? And he's like, no, not at all. And
Yeah.
it absolutely looks like he's got 3 or 4 products.
yeah, it's his identity right now.
He's going to be bald for the holidays.
He's going to be bald for the holidays.
Dude, they're going to straight razor him.
I
Oh, yeah.
so
Oh,
don't wanna do
absolutely.
this.
Yeah.
I realize you're right. No, you're right. I realize that I am a little more vain than I
Yeah.
even realized.
Do you care if he wigs it for the holidays?
I'm not gonna
I don't
wig.
care
I'm
what
not
he
gonna-
does, no.
What if we got you a sweet rug, dude? Like a kick-ass rug.
You know what? Okay, if it would like, if it's, I guess if it's a joke, yeah, I guess I could do that. I mean,
Dude, let's find you a dope rug, dude, and let you wear that for the holidays, just to not embarrass you, because you're gonna look like a fool with
Like a ginger rug
Well,
or
my-
something.
yeah.
I guess my thought is
Just
that
a comb over ginger rug. Be badass.
my thought would be in my mind just to turn that around. God,
Dude, that would be sweet.
What is the thought in your mind?
to
E?
turn that around, and I just when anybody mentions my hair and being what it is, I'm just going to say, well, this was for charity,
That's
for
right.
homelessness. Dick, I bet you feel like an asshole now. So
Homelessness funny, huh? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Way to go, man.
It's
I mean,
all
are you
fun and
willing?
games. It's all fun and games until it doesn't grow back, and that is a
that's my
serious,
biggest concern.
serious concern for
Mike and I
E.
have witnessed this. Our
Yep.
buddy Jay Osterbeck in
Yep.
high school went to shave his armpits because he was on the swim team, and so he's doing that whole thing.
Yep.
Shaved his armpits, never freaking grew back.
Never.
Oh, my God.
I mean, it was amazing. It was a baby's bottom.
Yeah, I mean, bald.
It happens.
And for to this day,
Follicles can be complicated.
dude, he moved to San Jose, California, right?
I
And
went and saw him years later.
dude,
years
like
later.
a decade later, I went and saw him, and I was like, dude,
First question. He's like, nope.
yeah,
Nothing
no,
there.
dude, gone, still.
Baby's
I was like,
bottom.
holy shit. And
Please
so
don't.
E's biggest concern is, I mean, as you all know, the plume is his identity, and really all he's got going for him. And so he is severely worried that it's not going to grow back. And Jay and I have said, that would be hilarious for us. Like for our purposes, that would be hilarious. The odds of that happening, E, are like 30,
I know,
40.
but for-
It's not no more than 35%.
I know,
Honestly,
but
it's just
still,
not
like,
that.
It is on my mind, though. Like,
Yeah. Well,
I mean, obviously-
that's 35 out of 100. 65 times out of 100, you come out fine.
Right.
Fine.
You know?
Now, obviously, there's going to be a couple spots that just are not going to regenerate. But
never gonna be the same.
But dude, he's got such a massive plume; it'll cover most of those holes up anyways.
Yep.
that's
It's
going to
not-
be weird to me.
Like
when it
honestly, if,
starts growing
you've got a
back.
patch, if you've got a 1 inch by 1 inch patch of bald
Whatever.
here and
Yeah,
here,
the plume falls over.
yeah, as long as you grow the plume out, no one's going to notice it, dude. I mean, I wouldn't even compare it to a comb over. It's
The
just
chances, the
look
chances of
natural.
such patches, as you just described, that's probably like 85 to 90, right?
Oh.
There will be very, very likely some of
It
those
is a
patches.
fact. If you shave body hair, you're going to have patches that just don't grow back. That's
Follicles
just-
are
yeah,
complicated things, E.
They are.
But
Yep.
you're doing it for the homeless, and that's very honorable,
And-
noble.
any sort of trauma to hair can affect it. We've seen that with, when people take certain drugs and their hair falls out. Stress,
Absolutely.
your hair can fall out. And there's nothing more stressful than taking a straight razor
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
to the scalp. So there's going to be some patchwork that's going to be needed. But once it grows in fully like it is now, we'll hardly even know that it happened. So, and you're right. It was for charity, so it was worth it. you
Yeah,
know?
sure.
I'd get some photos in now while you still got the full thing.
That's a good
but,
point. I'll take a lot
know?
of selfies this week.
Yeah. I actually went out this weekend, guys.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Outside
whoa.
of that party, I did.
Bag up.
I went downtown last night.
What?
Yes, actually, more like yesterday afternoon, like 4 o'clock.
Why?
Went down to Campus Martius just
Campus
to take it
Martius?
in.
Really?
I just-
Awesome.
Did
Good
you
for you,
skate,
man.
Mike?
Huh?
Did you skate?
I didn't, but I had Beth and I had
thought
a
about it.
blast watching people wipe out on
Yeah?
skates. I mean, it was.
I love to watch people fall as well.
Yeah, I know you do. And we went in there and we were sitting like right on the edge, not on the ice, but just hanging on the rail. And she's walking. Beth is just like, I just want to see someone fall. And I'm like, yeah. And as soon as we walked up, boom, this little kid went down, and we were just like, oh, it just warmed your heart to see it.
It certainly does.
I got to be honest with you, man. When you've got like, you know what? When back in our day, we had 4 wheels on the bottom of our feet.
Yeah.
We would shoot the duck. We would hold hands with our girl. They would get the disco ball going. You remember? But
Bonaventure.
but they would pack the rink, right? And there's always some guy that's sweet that can go out there.
Stepping over.
Yeah, and he's just hauling balls. He can stop on a dime.
Yeah.
He's hot-shotting, and so and then you've always got the kid that can barely fucking move, and it's like he's just waiting to get plowed over. And it's no different on the ice. And so you got these people, but on the ice, you can do that sweet stop where you throw snow in people's faces. And so you had a couple kids
You can
like
send
that.
messages.
Oh, absolutely. So you got a couple kids, probably 13 to 16, that are out there just flying through traffic and then just and just blasting people at the boards, which was great. But my thought was, dude, these people go down all the time. There's a lot of people out here that don't know how to skate. There's reckless skaters. How many people wipe out? Because you see people out of control.
Yeah.
They go down. It's like none of them are wearing helmets for the most part. How do they not smash their melon open on the ice and then just become disabled? How does that does that happen? I don't see. No one seemed to care about it. But it's like, dude, if you take someone's legs out and they just go ass over apple cart onto solid ice, boom.
I haven't fallen recently,
Yeah.
but as an adult, if you fall, I mean, you can get hurt, right? I mean,
You don't think a kid can?
Kids, kids are more pliable.
Dude, I'm seeing these little kids out there, and they're not, they're 5 or 6, and it's obviously their first time on the ice. They're just, their feet are, it's like, settle down, son. Stop fucking getting your feet going like that. And it's like, that kid is going to go ass over apple cart for sure.
Yeah.
Have no way to suspend himself, and boom, it's going to be that really loud sound when a melon slams into ice.
Now you're getting into the idea that they shouldn't just do activities.
Yeah, Mike, what kind of helicopter?
I mean, when are they going to learn to ice skate?
It's not that. It's that
You're surprised they don't have helmets on?
Well, God, I don't know what I'm saying.
Dude, you went to Bonaventure. You never had a... Dude, think if someone showed up at Bonaventure in Farmington Hills, roller skating in 1985 with a helmet on.
Yeah, they
think about that, Mike.
Yeah, he would have been beat without mercy.
There were no issues.
No, I know, but I don't know that I care. But it was just like, I wonder what would happen. Like if a kid did do that, what would happen? Did you just sue the city? Do you sue?
No, you've signed
Campus
something.
March?
I'm sure.
You sure? You do?
I'm sure.
That says if
You're not
if you
getting on that
split your
ice
melon,
without signing something.
Yeah.
Are you?
I don't know.
I've
No
never
way.
skated there.
I didn't. It's a wee little rink. It's not that big.
Yeah.
But it was cool, dude, and it was really cool to see downtown Detroit lit up and white people as far as the eye could see. Just like everywhere you looked, it was like, look at that white family and that white family. They don't even seem scared to be down here. And there's shops and stores. It's open, and I've never seen anything like
He
it.
doesn't go to Detroit much, does he?
No. You remember when I've talked like 8 to 10 times throughout the summer about how this is happening?
Yeah.
It's almost like it was not a
Yeah,
joke.
but I don't listen to you, dude, and you know that. I've been very, very
That's a
clear
great
about
point,
that.
Mike.
That's
That's a
fair.
great
I
point.
hardly ever hear a word you're saying, E. So
Yeah, they got that Christmas. What is it? That Christmas down right in Campus Marshes, the market going on right now, right?
Got
You
the
talk-
tree and everything.
The
all
tree
lit
was
up.
lit up. I got a picture of that. They've got the Cadillac Lounge, which was nice. It's kind of their version of a chalet lounge, but it's all like glass. It's all enclosed and see-through. You're looking at me like you don't know what I'm talking about, or maybe you guys have already talked about this.
No,
but
I don't know the Cadillac.
I know what he's talking about,
it's
but
a Cadillac Lounge, but it's all see-through, and you walk in and it's just warm, and everybody. It looks like a ski lodge, and you go to the end and it's like, ooh, I'll have that. They get just like a bar, and people are drinking. And the cool thing was too, like right outside of that, they've got all these little mini glass houses, like 8 by 8, say 8 foot by 8 foot, just boxed in with their own little roofs and their own sliding door. And it's like, I sell Detroit T-shirts in my little box, and then connected to it is another identical size little house.
Little
And I
glass
sell
house.
my sliding door. You walk in here, and I sell jewelry. And you can see in all of them, and people are just crowded around and going in. And this guy sells popcorn, and that guy sells whatever. It was just cool. Yeah, it was a cool scene down there. It's very festive.
Thank you, Dan Gilbert, for rebuilding our city.
Yeah,
Right.
I know, right?
Seriously, man.
The guy's pretty amazing. But yeah, it was fun, man. If you, there you go. E, that's a picture of it, I think.
yeah, it is. I was trying the name. I don't think you had the name right, but
It
this
does
is-
look inviting.
Oh no,
Mike.
that's Park in the Park. That's the restaurant, the high-end restaurant.
Oh, okay.
The other thing that was going on, there were 5 weddings that we saw.
What?
Down there, dude, who's having a wedding right now? It was like freezing out, snowing, freezing, and then here's all these people, and it's just, downtown Detroit is alive with activity.
Yeah.
And these people are just like in their wedding dress and all their party, and photos are being taken. I'm trying to photobomb them all. Why
Did you
wouldn't I?
succeed?
I think I did in one. It was harder than you'd think, but yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I was proud of myself for getting out of the house. It was my idea.
Wow, Mike. This
Huh?
is
Huh?
groundbreaking and great.
I know.
Glad to hear it.
So it was fun. I'm paying for it today, obviously. Anyway, getting on with things. The Lions won. Did we mention that? We might have mentioned that.
Yeah, you
I'm
did.
glad they finally fucking won, barely, but as if they have a chance to go anywhere. Come on. Moving on to other things, we had some more fake news over the weekend.
Yeah, definitely.
I think these stories are really, really damaging for that narrative. If you're trying to eliminate the fake news narrative, these journalists have to be really careful about this stuff. There was another Washington, and it seems like it's not like the Hoboken News. It's like the Washington Post yet again. Some guy, Trump had I don't know what he was doing. He had some speech in some stadium, and Trump had
It's down
said,
in Florida, right? He was
Yeah.
trying to send the message to Alabama voters to get out for more.
sure.
And more, that election is on Tuesday. This coming
He's going to
Tuesday.
win, dude. He's going to
Looks
win.
like it.
I don't know. Did you see the story on him? Just to sidestep here. the story over the weekend that blew up about, the chick had written some of that note on his yearbook.
Yeah, she dated it. So the story was
Right.
he had written, as district attorney, he had inscribed her yearbook. Like, oh, yeah, congratulations, whatever it says. And then it was signed by him and then dated such and such. Well, it comes out that she had actually dated it.
She had written underneath where he had signed, like, such and such restaurant where they met, and then the date, like you said. And so she mentions this, and it was like, whoa, she wrote part of it. Well, why did she write all of it then? And it exploded as if everything she had said was totally full of shit.
Right.
And honestly, I was like, when I
I
first
was
saw
honestly
that,
more troubled by the fact that Gloria Allred was next to her than the fact that she had dated the thing. But
well, it's scary because when I first saw that, I was like, oh, wow, that's damning. That's damning. If she wrote part of this, didn't acknowledge it, and now it comes out after someone has checked this that she wrote this part.
But this, I mean, when you're talking about the substance of it, like the thing that matters is that he's the DA and he's signing a high school senior's yearbook.
Yeah.
And that's kind of weird, right?
You're right, and that's the true story.
Yeah.
The story that when I first heard about it, when I went to Twitter, and it was exploding in the morning, and I'm going through, and I'm trying to read articles. I'm not just going there to see what fucking Pete in Alabama says about it.
And then get in a fight with Pete. Hey, fuck you, Pete, okay?
But I'm scrolling through, and I was looking at some of their comments, and it was people had thought that she had written part of that statement on there and hadn't admitted it, and then people ran with the narrative that they said, well, experts said whoever wrote this, it was all the same handwriting.
No, not true.
Not
In fact,
true.
Their experts said it's
Tell
worse.
Twitter. It was a fact. It was a fucking fact. And so I'm reading this.
Twitter.
I'm reading this, and I'm like, this is damning. This is damning. And then I heard later on, they were like, Gloria Allred should be disbarred. They want her disbarred. They want this lady hung in Times Square. And Roy Moore is a saint, and he's going to win in a landslide. And I'm like, well, that is damning, though. Yeah. If she wrote part of that, that's incredible. And then I saw later, and there's a press conference going on, and it's like, she just said that she wrote this thing on the date, and I'm like, yeah, you can totally tell the handwriting is different.
Really?
Like, no big deal. What's the big deal?
Yeah.
It doesn't change what was written above it, unless you're a Republican, and then it's like, they're trying to get it. It's a lie. It's all fucking bullshit. Everything that she wrote was bullshit, and it's a stunt, and she hates him anyways because he ruled against her in a fucking divorce thing 20 years later,
Yeah.
And it's just like fact. No,
Throw
none
the
of that was
baby out
fact.
with the bathwater, right?
Yes. And it's tough because if you wouldn't have gone any further than I did, I left the shitter when I first read this thinking.
You can only poo for so long, Mike.
Exactly. And I left
you're
the
gonna go
shitter.
numb eventually.
I left there thinking, wow, Roy Moore is a saint. That's great. And it just so happens that I kept following the story an hour later and was like, oh, wow, I would have been a dick if I would have tweeted this. I would have fallen in to the sheep that just ran with whatever their party line said.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. He's probably going to win anyways. When did you say the vote was? Tuesday?
Tuesday the 12th, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, going back to the fake news. So this Washington Post writer comes out, and I guess Trump had said, the room is packed to the rafters, because Trump, it's really important to him that every time he appears somewhere, that every seat is taken, that everyone's there to see him,
sure.
and it's huge. It's a big success.
Bigly.
This is the biggest audience they've ever had in this arena. Like, all that shit is really, really important to him for some reason. And so he mentions packed to the rafters. And so this guy, this Washington Post reporter, Dave Weigel, writes, quote, packed to the rafters, and posts a picture of a mostly empty stadium, right? So you've got the floor seats, and it looks like that's pretty well covered. The lower bowl has a smattering of seats, and then the upper bowl is empty.
It looks like afternoon ice capades at the Palace.
There you go. Or early season Pistons game, and they're losing by 30 in the fourth, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. So we've all seen that image. And so what the problem with this is, because he was calling out Trump as a liar for saying the place was packed. Well, the house was packed to the rafters, if you may. And this guy had taken a picture 3 hours before the event started.
Yeah, why something so demonstrably, like, the other side can come back and go, no, dude, it actually was packed, and here's a picture of it. Like, does he think no one else took a picture of this place? to
I
prove
don't-
this?
I
He thinks
don't
this is
know.
going to fly? Really?
I don't know, and that's a great point because I kind of was thinking along the same lines. Like, did you think this through at all? Did you think this wasn't going to go anywhere? Maybe 15 people would see this and they would go, "Wow, what a piece of shit that president is." Is that what you were thinking? Like, how did you think this was going to play out? Because you know that's wrong. You know there's a reason you quoted "packed to the rafters" because Trump said that.
Yeah.
You knew that it was packed to the. So what was the point of this? And then it takes it drags down the credibility. It makes it so easy to attack the credibility of your paper.
I'm surprised that that's the fake news item that you pulled this weekend, because the one that I thought you were going to talk about was the one concerning WikiLeaks and the CNN report.
Oh, I didn't see that.
CNN went crazy.
I was out like crazy. I went to a party and then I was at Campus Martius.
Cadillac.
Dude, I was just
the jewelry sales.
Going. You know how it is. So,
I hear you.
Sorry, you've been there. You've been there.
Don Jr. There's an email to
Yeah.
Don Jr. from WikiLeaks, and they ran with the story that.
Wait, I'm sorry. From Don Jr. to WikiLeaks or
I'm
WikiLeaks
sorry,
to
from
Don?
WikiLeaks to Don Jr.
Okay, all right.
And they ran with this story that, aha, it's proof. This is WikiLeaks communicating to Don Jr. before Wiki had allowed all those Hillary documents to go out publicly.
Oh.
It's them saying, here you go, Don. Here they are. In fact, if they would have looked at the right date on this thing, they would have known that, no, it was after that shit was public, and it was just some Joe Schmo sending Don an email going, hey, check out this link where
Yeah.
you can publicly access
Here
Hillary's
you go.
emails.
Dude, that's so.
And CNN, well,
It's so
look at
bad.
this.
Ha ha ha! It's the Joy Behar moment where finally we found the smoke. You know what? You know what the fact is? I'm sorry to tell you guys on the left that are hardcore on the left, you're not going to find a Russia collusion smoking gun. I'm going to go on record. I don't know if you agree with that, Jay, but I'm telling you, I'm not saying that there won't be some horse shit in the Mueller
Probably not.
investigation that they take him down because of some shady deal he had in
I think it's
1978.
very likely that he will.
Sure. But as far as like the Trump family colluding with Putin and or Russia
doesn't
to
look
affect
like
the
it.
election is horseshit. It's been horseshit for over a year now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that doesn't make Trump a good person. It doesn't mean he's any less you should feel any different about his qualifications to be president. Those are reasonable things to say. The truth is, you're not going to find the Russian collusion, no matter how much MSNBC says it, no matter how much CNN says it, because if that was true, trust me, leaks would be happening. You would know more specific shit. You don't because it's not there.
Probably not.
Got that? Everyone got that? So, and this shit doesn't help. This reporter here, Dave Weigel. So anyway, Trump takes a screen grab of Weigel's empty stadium along with a screen grab of his own with the full house. Now Trump wants him fired.
It's demonstrably false. I just can't believe this guy thought he'd get away with that. It's weird.
Did
man.
he give a response? Yeah,
He did.
No?
Well, Trump at first said, I demand an apology, more fake news, and it just lets him continue to credibly say more hashtag fake news.
Yeah.
And so it makes it just bolsters that side. I'm sorry, if you don't like the right's position, stop feeding them on a platter fake news stories like this or like the CNN report Jay just mentioned. They're happening every day, and they're proved to be total bullshit the next day. Joy Behar. And you look like a fool when that comes out to be bullshit. I'm sorry, you do. And so yeah, he says, real photos now shown as I spoke, packed house, many people unable to get in, demand apology and retraction from fake news WAPO. So this guy responded rather quickly and went, saying, I've been notified of the error. I guess someone at the Daily Mail reached out to him and went, hey, Dave, by the way, your story's bullshit. You know that, right? So, and he was like, oh, someone from the Daily Mail, reporter there, reached out to me and told me I was wrong. So I will.
What do you mean they reached out to you and told you you were wrong? Like, you were wrong and you knew it, and you knew what you were doing. What's the explanation? How about that? What do you mean the Daily Mail reached out to you and said, well, I've been notified that it turns out this wasn't right.
I
Fucking
know.
Mitch Album.
Yeah, maybe he wasn't there. Maybe he was with Mateen Cleave somewhere. So this guy was like, sure thing. I apologize. Yep, no problem. He says, I deleted the photo after D. Martowsko told me I'd gotten it wrong. He's the
Oh, you mean
reporter.
deleted it after the people you wanted to see it, who know won't see the
now that it's gone
retraction?
nationally.
Right.
He says, so he says, I'd gotten it wrong, was confused by the image of you walking in the bottom right corner. I don't know what he's talking about there. And then an hour later, he tweets, it was a bad tweet on my personal account, not a story for the Washington Post. I deleted it after like 20 minutes. Very fair to call me out. Very, very fair.
Does he have the check mark? Does he have a blue check mark?
He does.
Yeah. Okay. It's not just some podunk little personal account. That's a legit account.
From the Washington Post reporter.
Yeah.
You have to be smarter than that.
So what do you think
have
happened?
to be.
Do you think somebody who was there tweeted him and went, oh, my God, like somebody with a lesser account, maybe an associate of his or something, like, oh, my God, you got to run with this. Look at this. He's saying full house, and this is what it looks like. And then he went, holy shit, that's hilarious.
So you're saying he's not in the house?
That's the only thing that could possibly make sense, right? Because if you're in the house and you see that it's full and you're just fucking posting a picture of earlier in the day, that is insane.
You're right. You're 100% right. And I was thinking the same thing. However, the other problem with that is if that was me and I sent you a picture of a half-empty house and said, oh, son of a bitch is saying it's a packed house. Jay, you got to put this out on Twitter. You could do that. You could go, fuck, hilarious, and put that out. The problem is these guys at this level, this stage of the game, Washington Post,
I'm not saying
New
it's
York
right.
Times.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's the only possible explanation, right?
Yes. However, I'm saying these guys are so trained to not just like go with the flow, to just jump on board the train that's flying down the road with a rumor. Like these guys are
but
they're also
conditioned now to beat the next people to press, to have the next tweet that goes viral, right?
Yeah.
We saw that with Brian Ross or whatever the fuck his name is from last week at ABC News.
Yep.
Trying to jump the gun. They knew the indictment was coming out in black and white. It was going to be released within minutes.
Yeah.
But he had a source that told him what was in the indictment, and he ran with that.
Yeah.
Instead of just waiting a minute, man.
And got one thing wrong.
Yeah.
It happened.
Important little fact.
He said during the running and not after he was already elected. Oh, that's a big fucking problem.
Oops.
But I would hope when you get to this level, and again, if it's the fucking, if it's the local,
but you say that,
small,
but it's clear that they're not like that anymore, right? I mean, that's what we hoped our media was, but it's pretty clear that when you're talking about Ross from last week, this guy from the Washington Post, like, we're beyond that now. They're just scrambling to get shit out there to rip on Trump however they can, as fast and as quickly as they can.
Yeah, and in their defense, like, you saw this really after 9/11. Like, 9/11 was the first time, and if there are sites out there that have, like, what the internet looked like when 9/11 hit, and there were sites out there. People had sites, and you could go, and they scrolled terribly slow. Fox News, and it's got a picture. Took 20 minutes to download, and it shows the building being hit with a plane, and stuff like that. And so, but since then, it's gotten much, much better and faster. And so, these guys are stuck dealing with not just ABC versus CNN versus NBC. Like, for forever there were 3 channels, and then with cable there were 8 viable channels that would bring you breaking news that were trusted. Now, we've gotten so good with our phones and our computers that you're competing with 8 million journalists.
Yeah.
8 million wannabe journalists that don't have the schooling in the background to go cross-check and run it through an editor and make sure that they've backed up their sources with other sources.
They don't have anything to lose either. They're just out there reporting whatever.
They should, though. Oh yeah. You mean the 8 million journalists?
Others.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But when if you're Brian Ross and it's like, fuck, the reason we do all this backup research and check and fact check and run it through an editor who's going to call shit out when he sees it. The reason we do all that stuff is just in case we're wrong on the obvious. And if we get that wrong, this net is there to catch us. And so when you see time and time again, and you're like, fuck, I know what the story is. I don't need a fucking fact checker on this. I know what the story is. And fucking Yahoo just beat me to it.
Yeah.
And you do that 20 times in a row, you can see where these guys, for their careers, would get sloppy with this shit. But this stuff is just like basics. Sending a tweet out to be the first, I don't know, dude. It's just bad. And now, you don't want the president tweeting that you should be fucking fired. That you don't want. And after an hour of stewing, and we've seen stew firsthand.
We've seen it happen.
We've seen when a stew goes south and it's bad.
Throw in the carrots and potatoes.
It's bad, Jay. You've seen it firsthand. You can attest to this. And Trump sat and stewed for an hour.
I don't know that it matters to anyone on the left whether Trump claims that someone should be fired or not. It's probably, honestly, like a badge of honor. Like,
well,
yeah, look, I got this asshole's attention.
Maybe, but we've seen people blown out for less. And so if all of a sudden there, as much as we go, stupid, there are, I don't know, 100,000 people that will write incessantly to the Washington Post going, fuck that guy, fire him, fake news, fuck you, liars. You hate the president, you hate America. And if you're someone at the Post that's got a...
Does anybody think the Washington Post is any way on the side of the right? I mean, everybody knows Washington Post and New York Times are liberal.
Yeah,
right.
Of course.
Washington Times is not.
Right. It's very true. But people don't like when the spotlight turns on them and people panic, and we've seen people get blown out for that. And so when the president says, Dave Weigel at the Washington Post just admitted that his picture was a fake, a fraud, showing an almost empty arena last night for my speech in Pensacola, when in fact he knew the arena was packed, as shown on TV. And then he goes on to say he should be fired.
Is this guy
for
expendable? Is he fireable? I don't know who he is.
He's got a blue check mark. So I'm assuming he's someone important in some fashion or not. But I don't know.
We'll probably see tomorrow that he's fired.
Maybe.
Hey,
I hope not.
You have an annual physical to make sure you're healthy. What do you do
I
to
don't.
make sure that you remain financially fit? Mark Leibovitz, our buddy at LPL Financial, specializes in thoughtful and objective investment guidance designed to keep your finances in shape. Call today, 248-626-2000. Ask for Mark. Isis, did you have something to add?
Come on, Isis.
Yes. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
Hey, are you guys watching The Deuce at all on HBO? It's about the rise of the porn industry.
Is that the one that's got like a card, like a playing card, deck of cards as a logo? The Deuce part of it?
I don't know about that. It takes place in like the 70s in Times Square.
Okay.
And it starts out with a bunch of pimps and hoes and just like everyday. It's really pretty cool. James Franco is in it.
Oh, okay.
Maggie Gyllenhaal is the main hoe in it.
The main hoe.
Yeah.
Is that her listing on IDMB?
They do, unfortunately.
They do short titties, and it's bad?
Are you kidding me?
Well, why wouldn't she have a titty double?
You know who Maggie Gyllenhaal is?
Yeah, Jake's sister.
She's not good, Mike.
No, I know.
I mean, yeah,
I know.
There's some gross titties in the show, but look, it's pretty like realistic,
Look, if I was blessed to get a part on The Deuce, and they were like, "We got to show your dong, man," I'd be like, "All right, no problem." But when they filmed and it looked atrocious and it was like, "Holy shit, can you see it? If you're back 5 feet, we can't even see it on the screen." I'd call timeout and just be like, "Let me call my boy Jay. He's going to come in as a double for me."
No,
I would get a cock double, no problem. Why would they care,
dude? It's there's full frontal in this. There's everything, but it's a lot of like realistic looking like streetwalker type chicks,
Yeah, oh yeah.
But the pimps are pretty sweet, man. The first few episodes with a lot of pimpdom. Yeah, see, she's
whoa.
Yeah, she's pretty.
Oh
jerky.
man. Well, if you're going for that streetwalker hooker look,
yes,
I mean,
totally,
she nails it.
She does.
Wow, that doesn't it look like something got deflated there or something?
Yeah,
like someone pulled some air out of that.
I'm through the first season though, and I don't know when the second season is coming out, but it's worthwhile.
Yeah,
8 episodes and it's pretty good, man. James Franco's good in it.
HBO.
Yes,
he was the host of SNL this weekend.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he came out with his new movie too.
Yes, or it's coming out. I don't know. Did it come out? It came out. It's supposed to be good. People have spoken highly of it. I can't remember the name of it, but
speaking of movies coming out,
movie.
This Friday.
Yeah.
The Last Jedi.
I think I have us on track to go, the three of us.
Woo!
At 9:30 a.m. for a press screening on Friday.
Hell yes.
E, can you go to that?
Yes, I can.
Oh, shit. I was hoping he could, and then we could take someone else. But no, that's cool. E, we want you to be there. It was the girl that I'm dealing with. I was like, yeah, we want to come out to that. And she's like, yeah, we got this new theater, blah, blah, blah. I'll give you a tour. And I was like, yeah, well, we want to come out and see the movie. It'll be me and Jay and E.
Where is it?
And, I don't know. One of them. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, is that cool? We good for Friday? And she's like, oh my God, that's amazing. How would you guys like to come and do your podcast live from the theater?
Mm-hmm. And then
that morning.
And then you responded, right? You responded to her?
I responded.
No,
and
you
went,
didn't.
What do you mean?
This brings me to a grievance.
Oh no.
You don't know how to use email. You responded to the Detroit Cast email.
No.
I read it.
Wait, did you forward it to me?
Yes, I forwarded it to you, and I read
Stop
that email
forwarding
today.
to me. I don't need you to forward emails between me and Dawn.
You don't read them.
Yes, I do. I've been checking my email all weekend.
So this is what he did,
you,
ladies and gentlemen.
Son of a bitch. Why are you reading my emails?
I was copied on it.
Oh,
I was copied on it, and I'm like, the son of a bitch isn't going to see the reply to this, so I'm going to.
Well, I was out all weekend, dude. I told you. I was I was all over town. I was at a party.
The glass buildings, the jewelry.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the Cadillac Lounge. It's just a lot. But I was checking that thing all the time.
No. So I forwarded him this email. I'm like, all right, Mike's not going to see this, so I'm going to make sure he sees it. So I'm like, here you go, dude.
Yeah.
And so he responded to the here you go, dude. With what he just described. It's, I
didn't lie, though.
Not going to be able to bring out the show, but, Yeah, you just didn't tell her that.
Did you correct my error?
No, I just replied to you and said, dude, you just responded to the show email.
Why did you... Are you sure I CC'd you on that?
Yeah. I received the email.
God damn it. All right, I'll fix that. Anyway, we don't want to do a show live from the theater. We're not bringing this whole setup out there.
I think E could bring something. I think
could you get this whole studio hooked up?
He could broadcast
that's a good call.
Watch the movie, then we could come out and talk about it.
E gets there at 3 in the morning, starts setting up, sets up through the movie at 9:30 in the morning. We come out at noon.
It's fair.
Double check E's
By the way,
work.
you say that as if I wouldn't do that for real. Like,
no, I know
you
probably would.
Like, I would love to do a show from the fucking theater. So
no, but you wouldn't want to hook up the whole studio out there.
I understand that, but don't put this on me as if I'm the. I mean,
no, the joke was that you'd have to hook up the studio and miss the movie.
Oh, okay.
They had the premiere over the weekend in Los Angeles.
People really the press in attendance really liked it.
Yeah, do you buy? Here's my fear. Here's my only fear, Jay. When we walked out of Star Wars, it had been a decade since we'd seen a Star Wars movie, and to see those characters, we walked out of there just like fucking yeah. And we were all, I was on cloud 9. It was so cool. And then the more we sat and talked about it, and it was like, oh, wait a minute.
Did we just watch another Death Star? Holy shit.
Tell me we didn't just watch the first one over again.
Tell me they didn't have to bring the tractor beam down, the shields down from another Death Star in order to blow it up.
And then we were like, dude, we literally watched that movie already.
Yeah.
That's why we liked it, because it was great the first time. Like, it was perfect.
Back in 77.
And so...
no, I'm not worried about this, Mike, and I don't think
you're not.
That I'll be disappointed, because I think the nature of this movie is it's right there in the center. It's the middle act of 3, and there's going to be great conflict. There's going to be twists and turns that that leave you wanting more.
Is this where we...
I'd like to leave people wanting more.
Is this where we lose the Star Wars characters that we grew up with? Is this the movie
that going to die?
Well, is this the one that transitions where you don't see Vader anymore? You don't see Obi-Wan, obviously, and like, I thought I heard that the iconic characters of Star Wars will be done.
Okay.
After this one, I don't know. Am I giving spoilers there?
I've not heard that.
Breaking news for you. So we got Ryan Johnson. I wasn't familiar with him. I know Brian Johnson, the Def lead singer of AC/DC, but I wasn't terribly familiar with writer-director Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, this dude, I mean, if you're a Star Wars nerd, you know who this dude is.
Who is he? How would
I'm not a Star Wars nerd.
Yes, you are. You're the closest thing we've got.
Look, I know the movies. I know the movies.
Stop sandbagging, dude. You do this every time.
From what I've read, this guy's was the ultimate fanboy who then got in on this. He's written this one and the next one. In fact, I think he's been given the reins to the next 3.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's been given the reins to write the next.
He's pulling
division.
a Lucas.
Dude, I don't know, man.
Well, they've got an official review embargo, so no one in the press. I wonder what would happen, like if USA Today just went, "Yeah, fuck you, I'm doing it anyways," and just posted a review and gave a bunch of spoilers. I mean, obviously you don't get invited to the next one, but whatever.
Yeah, there's probably a contract with liquidated damages that you've agreed to.
Yeah, maybe. So, lawyer.
Honestly, they probably agreed.
You think so that they
pay
would
$1
have
million
like
if you disclose it or something?
Yeah, but I imagine there would be low rent guys in those premieres too that couldn't do $1 million. Well, whatever, it doesn't matter. They're not going to break it. They've had these embargoes before, and no one's broken them. So, but they said until December 12th. I don't know why December 12th is the day, because it's 3 days before the actual movie comes out. But you cannot write a review before December 12th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so it'll open the 15th, and journalists and critics did go and see it, and a lot of them have weighed in. So you've got, let's see, James Mangold. He's the director of Logan. Familiar with Logan? I don't know what that was. He's a director. Anyway, Massive congrats to my friend Ryan Johnson for the dazzling writing and directing work he shared tonight. Yes, a great chapter of a blockbuster franchise, spectacular and unpredictable. Then we got Eric Davis, managing editor of Fandango. Last Jedi is absolutely fantastic, gripping, touching, funny, powerful, with gorgeous shots. The most badass battles when it gets going. Holy crap, does it get going. Hands down the best Star Wars movie since
Empire Strikes Back.
Empire.
Yeah.
That's
No,
a bold statement.
Well, it's a similar position. Here you are as the second act out of 3, and there's going to be a lot of conflict.
Eric Davis, not exactly sure who he is. Cannot overestimate just how gorgeous this film is. I salute Ryan Johnson. Some of the shots are all-timers and then some.
That's creative.
Another guy says, I can't believe the Last Jedi exists. Ryan Johnson is a madman. I love him for it. He takes Star Wars to the edge and throws it over. What a crazy, awesome movie. We'll be talking about this one for a long, long time. More people. There aren't enough words to express how much I loved this movie. It's mind-blowing. I'm in geek heaven. So
Sweet.
It would have sucked.
Did anyone say anything bad?
Not that they printed. I mean, they found 8 people who said great shit about it. I mean, there could have been 800 that said negative
8
things.
people
but,
with blue check marks next to them.
yeah.
Okay.
So, I don't know. It's better than when the reviews were coming out. I remember when the reviews first started coming out with the Jar Jar Binks episode.
Oh, sure.
And it was just like, people
Bummer.
were trying to, it was such a big deal. I mean, the lines were miles long to go see it. And so people were trying to be like, it's crazy. Some amazing stuff and, stuff like that. It's cool.
Lots of CGI.
Yeah.
Lots of it.
Boy, Lucas picked up where he left off with the story.
Thank God they took the keys away from that old man.
Yeah.
Honest to God.
Do you think you'll stay into this story for, because they're going to do way more than 3 episodes. It's going to be...
Disney will bury the fuck out of this franchise. Disney will release shit every year. They'll do more and more and more until people are sick of it.
You like that Disney owns it, right?
Well, I like that somebody took it away from Lucas because I think that he showed that he couldn't handle it with the prequels. Seriously.
Yeah, I know.
I'm more interested in the stories, though. Like, I like to know, the prequels, I know a lot of people didn't like just because visually... And I'm one of them. I just thought there was way too much CGI. It just didn't. There's no real feel to it.
Yeah.
But I was interested to hear the stories. How Anakin came to be and so forth.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm interested now. I mean, I want to see who the hell Rey is and how this all plays out.
Lucas is just out of touch with what it was that got to the fans, as a thing.
Yeah. And now it's being made by guys like us who grew up with it,
right?
Who are fanboys, and so they're ready and willing and excited to take it to the next level.
Well, do you remember when Lucas released the whatever anniversary of the original trilogy?
I do.
And it was
he went back and added some little CGI
it was
items.
It fucking drove him nuts for 20 years that when Han Solo walks around Jabba the Hutt, he doesn't account for the fact that he's got this huge tail that he just smoothly walks around it instead of bumping over it, hopping over it. And so it drove him nuts to the point that he had to go have Han go up a step as he went over the tail and have
Well, here's the thing: Jabba the Hutt wasn't even in that scene, and the Jabba that they filmed was a humanoid type person. So they cut that out of that film. The scene where Han sees Jabba
he still
outside,
felt the need to...
Then he went back in, and when he added the slug-like figure, they had to deal with the fact that Han did not go over a real slug tail. Instead, he went around a humanoid. And so they had to deal with that as they put it back in.
Oh, that's funny. The other minute thing that he
Han
changed...
shot first. That's the big thing.
That's the big one. Yeah.
People had a huge problem with that.
Yeah, because it was a moral thing. Wasn't it a big moral thing?
The fact that he tried to PC it and make Greedo shoot Han first.
Right.
When he redid it. That rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
I think he learned from that. Didn't we learn in the book that we read on Lucas, the biography that we did, the interview on Lucas, where... Lucas has been seen wearing a Han shot first shirt.
Has he?
I thought I read that. The other one was, I loved this when I was a kid. I had one of these toys. Remember those little, they floated above the ground, those little cars that Luke drove. What are those called? Those
land speeder.
Land speeders. That there wasn't a shadow underneath it.
Yeah.
And so he had to go in. It was just it drove him nuts that there would be a shadow underneath it because it's off the ground.
Well, you know what it was? It was like a stupid carousel. You know how you ride a pony at a fair?
Yeah.
And the pony's just walking around in a circle? That's what that was. It was going around in a circle. It was stuck to an arm.
Yeah.
It just went around and around and around. The guys were fucking dizzy as shit getting out of there.
Yeah. Oh, that's
so
funny.
Fake.
So funny. Anyway, I can't wait. Dude, that's this Friday.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited. We're going to go see that, and I'm sure a lot of you will as well. Hopefully it lives up to the expectations. But let's take a quick time out, Jay. We have a new Heisman winner. Oh, man, Ninth Circuit. That's our favorite court, right? The Ninth Circuit?
Yeah, there's something.
There's something going on there with one of the judges. And boy, I take issue with the eyebrows. I just don't get it, Jay. I just don't understand the out-of-control eyebrows. What is that?
That's the real story here?
It truly is. It really is. So we'll get to that and more next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hi, Michael Kowalski here, fourth generation of the Kowalski Meat Dynasty. But you can just call me the Sausage King of Detroit. And you know what, my friends? It's time. Time to roll out the grill, crack open the Jack's potato salad, sizzle up some sausages, pass out the pierogies, ice those beers, and unfold those chairs. Because grilling season is here, and it's time. Time to eat like a king. I'm Michael Kowalski, and I approve my message.
The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's go.
Yeah, fuck it, let's go. Welcome back to the Detroit Cast, powered by DealsInTheD.com. Mike and Jay, and I mentioned that Star Wars premiere that I think we're going to be able to go to. I don't think it's relying on us broadcasting live and bringing our studio there. I think we're going to be able to go. But it's at that new Imagine in Novi.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be dope as hell. Have you...
Well, it's not a new Imagine. The Imagine's already been there, but they have taken one of their IMAX theaters, and apparently it's supposed to be like super IMAX now or something.
Wait, what? Back up. Is this going to make me sick? Am I going to sit in here and it's going to be like a wraparound screen? And I'm going to feel like I'm flying over the moon, the green moon Endor or some shit.
I'm not sure.
I don't know that they're...
Am I going to barf halfway
I don't think you're
going
to barf, but just in case, I'll sit between us. But I don't know that that's the theater we're going into. I don't even know if that's open yet.
I might seize. Will I seize?
I don't think... You're not going to Kurt Eichenwald, Jay. You're fine.
I'm not sure when that opens. All I know... I've heard a commercial for it on Pandora, and they were like, it's supposed to be just insane, apparently. Just IMAX, like I said, it's like IMAX Premium now or something.
Like, IMAX was always the shit. IMAX was always amazing, and then all of a sudden I started seeing, like, Supermax.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, you think IMAX is cool. Wait till you see Supermax. And now you're telling me there's another one that's even cooler than Supermax E?
Yes. They're
Super Duper Max?
I mean, it's a Super Duper Max.
No, they're definitely having advertisements. I was randomly in the complex like a month ago, and I noticed that one of the theaters, like this big door was open, and you could look inside and see that major shit was going down. I'm like, wow.
Major shit going down.
Well, no, it was just like, it was very obvious they were doing something. I'm like, wow, what's going on? And then like I said, about 2 weeks later, I heard a commercial on Pandora saying like, this is what's going on. I'm like, oh, that's
where we went for the Freep Film Fest, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Nice theater.
Yeah, very nice.
It is a nice theater.
I know. Well, they must be doing something special because our contact there was like, give you guys a tour. Like, they're proud of what they're unveiling. Yeah. So I will tell people, like, enjoy this, like, Super Duper Max, because I remember talking to my dad a few years ago about this, and he was just like, I was like, how good is this stuff going to get? It's amazing. Like, I saw HD for the first time, was just like, it's over. It doesn't get any better than that. Can't possibly get any better than that. And then it does. It keeps getting better and better. I'm like, there's got to be an end point, right? Can you
point
get
where
to
you can't distinguish?
Yeah,
as a human being.
Well, that's what he said. He said, we're getting close to the limits of what the human eyeball can actually take.
Well, here's what Imagine Novi
do.
offers. Imagine Novi Super EMAX will soon be the largest movie screen in Michigan with innovative new laser projection.
Lasers? No
creating
way.
the most awe-inspiring movie experience in the Midwest, including a screen 92 feet wide.
What?
And over 48 feet tall.
How do they settle on 92.48? Why not 94.50?
That's a great point.
You know what I mean?
That's a great point.
There's probably a reason, too.
Well, they're going to have ultra bright, crisp 4K imagery.
Bullshit. Not true.
64-channel Dolby.
Not possible.
300 luxury reclining chairs.
Who's telling you this?
And cuddle chairs.
Who's telling you what?
Mike, you can cuddle with these.
Oh, man, I want a cuddle chair. Dude, my problem with cuddle chairs is I can fall asleep in a blink of an eye, and then I'll snore and wake the whole theater
describe
up.
for me what a cuddle chair in a movie
I think
theater
they're
is.
those ones that lay back and you can do your own feet up and
isn't that a recliner?
They just
What's
cuddle
a cuddle
you.
chair?
I've never heard of a cuddle chair in a movie
Cuddle
theater.
chair must have to do with
Is it a
the
two-person?
person next to you. You got to be able to get rid of the armrest.
Dude, that's
Are
a
people
bad
going to be
idea.
Fingering in a
Yes, I was just going to say,
That's
this
what the
leads to
problem
fucking
should
in the
be.
theater. People are going to fuck in the theater
There are
now.
going to be beans flicked. No doubt about it. First night this opens.
There are
speed bags.
There are already beans being flicked in theaters. It's not easy, but it's being done.
Yeah.
We had to resort to the popcorn trick. Remember that one, Jay?
I remember
Where
the
your
popcorn
dick would tower over the top of a large popcorn bucket.
It's like a dick in a box.
Yeah, totally. It's the original dick in a box. But
That's what I was saying when you said.
If you take the middle divider out,
It's
dude,
on.
it's not bean flicking. It's straight up fucking now.
Yeah. You're being invited to bang your girl.
What's next? Blankets? You give me a blanket? Come on.
But look at this. Upon its grand opening in December, Imagine Novi will also have a new sit-down bar.
Where did you hear that?
Restrooms.
Get out.
They're going to have restrooms there.
They're going to have restrooms there?
Ticketing counters and seating areas. Expanded food service choices. 1,400 powered reclining luxury chairs.
Wait, you're telling me I can go have a beer at the bar and then I don't have to go outside and whiz in the bushes?
That's what
they
I'm
have
telling you.
restrooms?
That's what I'm telling you.
Who told you this? Where are you getting your information?
The internet.
Oh.
Well,
we know it's true then.
They put like they had like a $3 million renovation, I guess, in this year. So obviously,
So no troughs, probably.
Yes, no troughs anymore. No. The bar there they had already was pretty nice, but it sounds like it'll be nicer. So
Cool.
Oh, I love it.
Well, 9:30 a.m. Bar better be nice.
Hopefully, yeah. We're going to have some cocktails going at 9:30, getting prepped.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll be good to go.
Hey, dealsinthed.com has several dealerships for listeners to choose from, which is great. But one that doesn't get enough attention is Zott M59 Toyota in Waterford. Yes, they have the same ridiculous deals you've come to expect from our friends at Zott, as well as a fully certified state-of-the-art body shop. So get to Zott M59 Dodge Ram in Highland, Zott M59 Chrysler Jeep in White Lake, Zott M59 Toyota in Waterford, and of course, Zott Ford in Holly, and support our podcast while enjoying a world-class experience on your next new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, only from dealsinthed.com.
Did you see we got a new Heisman winner over the weekend?
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oklahoma quarterback.
Baker Mayfield, yeah. Guy's amazing. Kind of a cock, but
kind of.
really, really good.
Really, he's a real asshole.
Is this Johnny Football reincarnated? Or
I don't know. You know what? It's the first time a Heisman winner
was a walk-on.
Was
right?
a walk-on. That's incredible if you think about it.
For sure.
I mean, that's really saying something. And he dominated. I mean, he got like 92% of the vote. Like, I think.
Who was the runner-up? Was it the guy from Penn State, running back from Penn State?
It was Stanford running back Bryce Love was the runner-up, and then Louisville quarterback Lamar Jackson, who won it a year ago. Did he win it last year?
I think he did.
Yeah. But, dude, Troy Smith dominated when he won for Ohio State in 06 maybe and got like 90% of the vote. And then there was one other one, too, that I was reading about. Marcus Mariota got 90% of the vote in 2014.
Oregon.
Yeah. Yep. He's doing well in the NFL.
More well than I thought he'd be, honestly.
Yeah.
Tennessee. I really didn't think.
Why is that, Jay?
I don't know.
I have a very specific reason why I thought he wouldn't do well.
Because of Joey Harrington?
Yes. It was Joey Harrington. It was actually all those Pac schools that sent quarterbacks to the NFL.
I don't know.
He
looked too slight to me. Looked too skinny or something. I don't know. Just he didn't pass my eye test.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. Is it just me? Do you I remembered when I cared about who won the Heisman. I remember sitting down on my couch and tuning in early and getting all the play-by-play.
And
then
saw
the
them
vote.
fail over and over in the NFL, and you realize it just doesn't matter. Like Andre Ware and so forth.
I don't know if it's that, because I wasn't thinking about Andre. I mean, as I told you, I had it swamped. I mean, I had Campus Martians. I was at a party.
The glass places.
It was just on the go. You know how I am. And so my weekend was so filled up that I didn't even realize this. But I think if I would have been doing nothing, I probably would have watched a Netflix movie instead of watching that.
Oh, God, it didn't even register with me. I never even thought that.
I didn't even think about. I forgot that. Honestly, I didn't even know when they happened anymore.
It makes me sad. It makes me wonder what the point of all those years were when I gave a shit bigly about all of this. I was the guy that would scream at my TV, go, 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 yeah! Dude, I'm watching the Lions game or whatever, and it's huge play, big pick six, and I'm just sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, yep.
You realize it has very little real-world effect.
Stafford ducks out of a sack, 82 yards to Golden Tate, Lions win. And I'm like, yeah.
Interesting.
Cool. All right. Next. And I'm just where did this come from?
You became an adult, Mike.
Yesteryear? 2 years ago?
I don't know.
I don't either, man. I don't know, man.
I hope that my attitude towards sports isn't rubbing off on the two of you.
It's not.
No, you don't have that kind of power.
Okay,
you
I
don't
hope not.
have that kind of
I
power.
hope not.
No,
I don't mean to do that.
You might over E because he bailed on the
it's
Lions
not
when you
my
bitched about the
intention to do
Lions.
that because I'm not a hater. I'm not a Lions hater. I'm not a sports I don't really. It doesn't interest me like it used
mine has
to.
been a natural.
And so I've seen you guys become progressively disinterested in stuff, and I don't want to take that from you. When I say I don't give a fuck, that doesn't mean you guys can't give a fuck.
No, you know what? Here's the thing. When I went to the Thanksgiving game, for example, when I'm there, I know you guys like the home experience. I like the game experience. When I was there, I was full in again, man. Third downs, I was standing up, raising my hands.
Everybody up!
Right. No. But my point is, I just realized, dude, I do so much. My weekends are so fucking busy. I know people don't think that, but I do. I don't give a shit about some of this stuff. As much as I did.
Does there come a time where you just realize it just doesn't matter?
No, for me, honestly, they have to be good. That's the thing. It's not that I don't like it. The team has to, in my mind now, I've realized now that the team has to at least be good for me to then spend time with them. If the
but
Lions
that's
were
new, E. I'll give you, okay, E. I'll give you this. I think you honestly believe that. But the point is, I think Jay has sort of a Obi-Wan Kenobi stormtrooper effect on you, where Jay can go, "These are not the droids you're looking for," and
it's not John Lennon, dude. It's Alec Guinness. These are not the droids you're looking for.
Yeah,
these are not the droids you're looking for.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
No, it's not John Lennon, dude. Ease up on it. These are not the droids. These are not the droids you're looking for.
You sound like Lennon.
No,
give peace a chance as soon as you say it. Finish your line, Alex Guinness's line, and then say give peace a chance.
My name is John, and I too play guitar, and I sometimes play the fool. No, he's more nasally. John's more nasally than Alex.
All right, fine.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
Too nasally.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
Okay, we'll take that.
Whatever. So I think you have that effect on E where you go, this is not the game you want to watch this weekend. And he goes, I don't even like that game. I don't even want to root for them.
Harbaugh. You're such an asshole.
This is not the team you want to follow.
That's so ridiculous.
You do not want to follow this team, E.
Not true.
I think E has matured over the years that we've been with him.
No, not true. Not true.
Fuck no, I'm still Peter Pan.
No, not true on that.
I'll prove it.
I stand by it, dude.
Light your dick on fire right now.
If you remember, I said last year, if the Lions had won that division and gone to a home playoff game, I said I would paint my face again. It is not. No, and I would do it this year. If the Lions ever have a home playoff game, I will paint my face again. It is not.
Why don't you level with me then?
It is absolutely just, I have gotten to a point where if they are good and I think they are worth it, I will watch.
But if not,
I could care less.
I'm watching Piston games right now because I think
fair
they're
weather
kind of
fan. I know that there's a definition for you.
Okay, that's fine. Then I've become a fair weather fan.
I know, and Jay taught you to accept that there's nothing wrong with that. These are not the droids you're looking for.
You're not getting a plaque.
But Jay will never paint his face. And I said that if the Lions if the Lions had a home playoff game this year, I would have gone old school again, painted my face, and done it all up again.
Okay.
That's my point.
All right. I think you believe that. I do. I think Jay had a little bit of input. That's
so, Mike, what's the root of your disinterest?
So what? By the way, maybe
your hangover?
No, I'm not hungover at all. But I honestly, I don't know. I just
you're realizing it doesn't
I'm not
going to
give
matter,
you credit
right?
for that. Yeah, part of it.
No, don't give me. I hope.
No, I wouldn't.
It hasn't
and it's
been
not
my
that.
goal to talk you guys out of sports.
Honestly, it pains me more to say this because of the fear that somebody's might even think that I would be doing that because of you. And that terrifies me. Like, I've got more incentive to hold my ground so that rumor isn't out there. It's so true, though, that I'm just like...
Walters used to be the biggest sports fan. Jay told him not to be.
Jay said, these are not the games you want to watch. And he just shut it down. No, it's not that. I don't... Honestly, dude, I think it's a mixture of... Like I have more responsibility now as far as, in a sense,
you have more shit going on, right?
Well, it's not more time consuming, but it's more like, oh shit, I really have to carry my own tomorrow morning. Like, the guys are coming over, they're going to be prepared, and I have to be prepared on a certain level. Whereas you had to be, but honestly, Drew had to be the most prepared. You know what I mean? Like, if you came in hungover on the Drew and Mike show, there was enough entities there to keep it going. It wasn't going to die on you
for years. Like, is that what you're saying?
A couple times. Have I mailed it in? Sure. So I think it's a combination of that plus just being disinterested in a team that
it just wears on you, you know?
Yeah, it does. It has finally started to hit me this is bullshit, man. There are enough pieces in place that this shouldn't go on where fine, you don't beat the fucking premier of the league. I can live with that. But when you start losing games and being in barn burners with the shit of the league, it's okay, this is just stupid.
It's just not a very good team.
You can't judge
it they're not awful, but
Yeah, it's very, very frustrating to go, wow, the defense is good enough right now that you could win a playoff game or two. And then the next year the defense fucking blows and your offense is good enough to win a playoff game or two. And then your running game's good, but your passing game sucks. And it's just I can't.
That last example you used didn't exist, so not since the Barry days. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
You threw that one in.
Well, I was just looking for outrageous,
I know what
yin and yang of it, the plus, the minus. Yeah.
A little poetic license.
Sure.
We'll give you that.
E, can you pull up a picture of this cat? I mentioned him just before the break.
The real story is the eyebrows, you say.
Yeah.
What's his name?
You're out of control, huh?
His name is Judge Alex Kozinski, Kozinski. There's and I realized in this picture, you're probably not going to see it as well as if E pulls a picture up, but it's one of those where You've got eyebrows that are livable. They could use some hedge work, but they're livable. But then you've just got this out of nowhere island patchwork in the middle, above the bridge of the nose that just doesn't belong and seems very, very treatable. It's very curable, and yet these people don't. Do they not see it?
What do we have? Yeah.
Like,
wow.
See what I'm saying there? Like, what?
Yeah, you have a mirror, right, man? I mean, the first thing you'd see looking in that mirror is that thing, that soul patch you have going on between your eyebrows.
It's what it is. It's a soul patch, and it's
He shaves his face.
Clearly,
looks in the mirror, right?
That's an everyday. You can tell by the lack of razor burn that he is a frequent shaver. I'm going to say every morning. That man shaves every morning.
For sure he does.
And yet
he overlooks that thing.
Dude, it's one of those things where you can't see it because it's between your eyes and it makes you cross-eyed to even. I would think those hairs would be sticking out so far that they would fall into your eye.
That's crazy, man.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's not like a full unibrow going across like Anthony Davis of the Pelicans. It's not like that, but it's it's definitely noticeable. You look at
it's not a
any
Scorsese,
mirror.
but it's
not an Iovine.
No. Oh, Iovine is that's the one.
A 70s Iovine.
If you want to point to like, holy shit, look at that caterpillar.
It's not a Burt. It's not a Burt.
Burt, you could go Burt or you could go Jimmy Iovine. Either of those would work. So anyway, what did this guy do? Well, he's the Ninth Circuit judge. Ninth Circuit is where all the cases,
the crazy shit comes out.
Yes, they all get like 83% of their judgments end up getting overturned on appeal, right?
Yeah.
I got to be careful and say on appeal. Isn't that the term? Because people call me out on that all the time. So
yeah,
cases,
they're an appellate court themselves, but a lot of their shit gets overturned by the Supreme Court.
So if Trump says travel ban, we don't want any people coming from Somalia and Iraq, wherever he says, and he lists
people
7 countries.
usually bring like test cases out west because those are the states that are going to go feed into the Ninth Circuit, and the Ninth Circuit is just a wild card. So.
Very, very liberal.
Very liberal.
They are the colorful, wild circuit court in the country.
Yeah.
And so a lot of cases get thrown there, and then they go, travel ban. We're putting a ban on the travel ban, and they shut it down and all that. And then it gets kicked up to the Supreme Court and wins in a landslide, and they're overturned yet again on their decision. So anyway, 6 women who served as clerks or externs. What's an extern? Is it like an intern?
Yeah, but yeah.
Like someone you dated, it's
think
an
of
extern?
An example. I mean, somebody who's, working outside the office, but is also
sort of part of the team.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, clerks or externs that worked with this guy served for him under the U.S. Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. They allege, and they've talked to the Washington Post to say that Judge Alex Kozinski subjected them to inappropriate sexual comments or conduct, including them to ask. He was asking them to watch porn in his office. What's wrong with that? He's not touching them.
That's absurd, man.
That's
have
bad.
To do with the case
That's
or something?
bad,
nothing
right?
to do with the case?
No. It's just like, oh, do you think
check
she's
this
hot?
out.
Yeah, check this out. Look at that move.
Gotcha.
Have you ever done that?
I've not, no.
No, right. That's what he's asking them, I'm sure.
Right.
Like, oh, have you ever done that? Could you do that? Like, does that hurt? That kind of, I'm assuming. Heidi Bond, who clerked for him from 06 to 07, said she recalled 3 instances in which he asked her to look at images of nude people.
Okay.
You've never done that in the office?
Not even once, and she recalls 3.
Really?
Yeah.
She alone recalls 3 instances where it happened. He was a judge.
Federal judge, yeah.
Yeah.
Lifetime appointment.
Wow. So the judge asked if she thought the porn was photoshopped or if it aroused her sexually. Have you ever asked a coworker that?
No.
Fuck, wow, that's weird. Boring. Can you imagine this creepy eyebrow, hairy eyebrow guy, this Burt looking dude? That's
the
just
judge.
So does that get you moist? Yeah. Does that sexually arouse
does that turn you on at all?
Ugh.
Just wondering. Just taking a poll.
He's 67, and let's see here.
These chicks want anything to do with this.
Oh, I know.
It's like, I just want to work here because it's sort of a stepping stone to something else down the line. I don't really even like you personally. Yeah, this is strictly a resume builder. That's it. So Kozinski, for his part, said, look, I've had more than 500 employees in my chambers over a 35-year career as a judge. I would never intentionally do anything to offend anyone, and it is regrettable that a handful have been offended by something I may have said or done. Did I watch porn in my office with clerks and externs? The
Boy, that's regrettable if it happened.
Big difference between no, I didn't, and I don't remember it being that way. No, I don't remember doing that.
That's interesting that you say that, Jay, because remember, if you rewind 2 minutes ago when I said, Jay, have you ever done that? Shown porn to people in the office?
I don't remember. Let me think about this for a couple of days. No, it was no.
And it was so strong that I didn't feel like I needed to go, you know what, you want to give a few minutes to recall, really think about it and see if you can recall something? You were just like, yeah, no, that's never happened once. And so, we just moved on to the next thing. The Post interviewed this chick and another Emily Murphy, a law professor who worked for a different judge on the Ninth Circuit. On the record interviews, there were 4 other women who were not named because they fear retaliation. This one chick said she was discussing training regimens when Kozinski approached her and said the gym in the Ninth Circuit courthouse was nice because other people were seldom there. He then said if that was the case, she should work out naked.
That's creative.
Yeah. So I guess she said there were seldom people there, and he said in that case you should work out naked. Have you ever done
you
said
that?
These
lines, these are
I'm taking
it's
notes.
A federal
for sure.
judge, dude.
I know. If he got to where he is, I mean, I can only learn. From
he's
here.
top, dude. He's got a lifetime appointment. Did you
what
say?
a douche? Yes.
Have you ever made a crack like that?
I've not. No.
No. Fuck. You sure? You never said well, if that's the case, you should work out naked.
God, Secretary X, can you come in for a second? Jim, there's no one ever in there. Why don't you just strip down and work out?
Yeah.
Have you ever tried that?
There's hardly anyone in there.
Have you ever thought of that?
Does that turn you on?
Have you ever thought of that?
Turn you on? My jeans are getting tight. My robe's getting tight. Kozinski had an email list that he used to distribute crude jokes to, and he had a publicly accessible website that contained porn. So that's my kind of fucking judge. That's the kind of judge I would be. Yeah. Well, he would just deposit crude jokes in him where it's like, these stuffed shirts aren't going to enjoy this joke. I'm going to siphon it over here.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll hold the rest of these stories for tomorrow, Jay. Why don't we get to some email?
Sure. Before we do that, got to tell you about the Hamlin Pub. They have 5 locations, Clarkson, Chesterfield, Rochester, and 2 in Shelby Township. Hamlin Pub offers a wide selection of craft beers. Most are brewed right here in Michigan. They have great happy hour specials, Monday through Friday, 2 to 6, and half-off appetizers on Monday. So check out all their specials at all 5 locations at hamlinpubs.com. Now, before we get to email proper, we do have posts, Mike. Mike, we're receiving posts year-round.
I know. I understand.
I thought it would slow down once summer came to an end, but there are apparently
a lot of people
just travel, man.
Right? Yeah, lots of people. Yeah, they have money and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, some people can't go on vacations in the summer, so they have to go in the winter.
They go places, and they go places for work as well, which I believe Tom does. Tom says, hello, Laurel, Hardy, and Tardy. Greetings from the Venice of America. Do you have any guess where the Venice of America is?
Okay.
Give you a hint. It's in Florida.
The Keys?
No, I would have said the same thing. It's Fort Lauderdale. It has 165 miles of anals cut through the city.
Get out of here.
Yeah, 165 miles. They also have 23 miles of beach in this dump. There's a garden/museum called the Bonnet House, and there are spider monkeys living on the grounds, which is about the only cool thing around here. Good day, says Tom. And then you got the cruise ships and all that shit.
I would have had no idea.
Now, here's another one from BJ. Now, this is interesting on a couple levels. One, the penmanship. Look at that penmanship. It's like...
Dude, he had a ruler down when he was writing those.
Man.
Yeah.
I bet this guy drafted.
The kid, I just feel bad for his kids.
I know.
You know what I mean? Because if he's doing that to his own work, he's definitely coaching his kids up to do that.
Yeah, this is the $1 Million Highway in Colorado. And he says, useless fact, the Irish ballad Danny Boy... Oh, Danny Boy was written by an English lawyer. His sister-in-law came up with the music. She, Margaret Weatherly, lived in this shack at the Neosho mine in Ouray, Colorado. The scumbag lawyer stiffed her on the songwriting credit.
His own sister?
His own sister.
Well, sister-in-law, right?
That damn lawyer.
Wow. Look at that place.
Now, on to our neighbors from the north, with an OUR neighbor. Podcast heroes, Superman, Aquaman, and Wonder Woman. I get Superman. I get Soups.
You got Soup. Shit, but you knew that was coming. That's not fair. We should have buzzers. I'll take Aquaman.
Right.
You get Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman.
Sure.
Cool.
Couple more posts from our neighbor with an OUR to the north. Enjoy. Keep up the great pod. Ciao. Karen. Winky face. Now, this is from Banff, Canada. Banff. 2 F's at the end, which causes me to
vowel,
go
dude.
Banff.
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 You have to draw it out. It's giving you
Canada.
2 F's. Banff.
This spectacular view is of Banff, town site and the surrounding mountains from the top of Sulphur Mountain. Look at that. That's striking, isn't it?
Sulphur Mountain scares me, though, because that stinks.
Yeah,
I don't want to go to
sounds
Banff
stinky.
if it's.
Oh my gosh, it's over by Calgary. That's where Banff is.
Get out of here.
I
Have you
no
ever been
idea.
to Calgary?
I've never been to Calgary.
I haven't either.
I have, actually.
The Saddle
Have you?
Dome?
Yeah.
Did
Did
you?
you-
Where Chris Osgood is from.
Really?
Another useless fact.
Banff.
We're in Stratford.
We're in Stratford.
Karen also provides this. That might look familiar to
do you
you.
remember how douchey
Stratford,
that-
Ontario?
How douchey that moment was when our teacher stood up at the front of the bus and looked back at the whole
For
class.
any new listeners, Mike and I were in a Shakespeare class together in high school.
Yeah.
I did a little better than Mike, for the record.
Yeah, just a little bit. But we were both in the class. We were both there.
But the pinnacle, the highlight of this class was a trip to Stratford, Ontario,
Yeah.
where we would take in a Shakespearean play. E and I actually did that a couple months ago. And E, will you go to the theater?
told you
again
that I
with me?
would. I
All right,
told you that I
we'll
would.
do that soon. But Mike and I went to the theater, and as we were approaching the town of Stratford, as Mike was about to describe, our teacher got in the front of the bus, and she stood there, and she grabbed all of our attention. And then she announced,
Ladies and gentlemen.
We're in
Stratford. We're in Stratford.
Yeah, and we all went, fucking
yeah.
great.
Great.
Let's try to buy beer.
So how do we sneak out of here and get some beers?
Yeah.
I mean, the drinking age is lower here, right?
Yeah.
Let's peel off and see where we can hide out and have a smoke, and see if we can't find some beers.
I think I might try to get to Stratford this
Really?
coming summer, yeah.
I would love to go. Would you
But-
say it? Would you when you got in there? Would you
Gab,
go?
we're
in Stratford.
For sure, you have to.
Anybody that listens to this show that goes to Stratford, they say that too. Ladies and gentlemen, if you get your attention, please. We're in Stratford.
So annoyingly random. Adam writes in, Mr. Detroit Cast, you recently expressed your love for Prana pants. Oh, I love my Prana pants. Check them out.
I'm still wearing them. Yep.
I got the mud color on right here.
What happened to the green one? Those aren't the green ones?
No, these are mud. These are clearly okay. Putty. You want to go putty?
I was going to say pea.
No, these are mud colors.
You don't think
the
that's pea
lighting's
green?
got it. The lighting's
Okay,
got it.
all right.
You recently expressed your love for Prana pants and how you purchased a few pair at a discount from an ad. Did you know that because of your Gab's NASM certification, you have 50% discount? So that's a sports medicine thing that she's part of as a trainer.
Wow.
You get a 50% discount on Prana's website.
Whoa.
This is game changing, Mike.
Wow. Are
I
you
might
going to go load up?
I might never have to buy pants again.
Yeah.
For the rest of my life.
Dude, do you love them so much that it's worth staying at your current weight? Would you fight to stay at your current waist size for Prana pants?
Yes, I would. I
wow.
love them that much.
Wow. I
love
need to
these
try
pants.
a pair of them.
I love these pants.
I mean, I like the look of them, but I got to try a pair.
All you have to do is log into your NASM account and click discounts. I thought a fellow cableless individual with a NASM cert would know this, shaking my head, SNMH. I know it is probably a stolen grievance, but Christmas luxury car commercials, Adam continues, they make me hate white people so much. They are beyond the stereotypical white privilege.
Oh.
Make a good argument of why white people should be hated. Dude, the big bow.
This is, oh my God,
Lexus,
great grievance.
It is.
Lexus
Bonafide.
shit.
Bonafide.
Some fucking scarfed asshole, right? Out there showing his wife their new Lexus.
Yes.
With a big
For
fucking,
Christmas,
The kids are all inside. Everyone's unwrapped their presents. It's like, oh, wait, there's one more present.
And it's, of course, like the most beautiful winter landscape, right?
Of course,
It's just,
yeah.
You know, beautifully done. The whole house, everything.
They're white. Of course, they get the perfect winter landscape outside their house.
Do people
Oh, the
honestly,
white Lexus with the red bow.
do people
man,
really
great
get
one.
these for a Christmas present for real?
Not us, but yeah, some people do.
I know
Asshole.
year-end is enormous for car dealers, including our friends at
of
Ford
course.
and Holly, as well
Sure.
as Deals in the D guys. This is the time. Like, this is when they give all their deals.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people buy it this time. And I think, dude, I have heard most dealerships do have the big bow.
Really?
Yeah, if you want to borrow the big bow, they will give you the big bow.
Borrow?
Yeah, I think they
They take the big bow back?
I think it's just like a photo.
You
op.
can't take the big bow
Somebody
back.
told me that once.
What are you
I
gonna
don't think
do
it was
with it? Why
I
would
don't know what you're going to do with it.
Dude,
I'm
you
talking to
cannot
Mike.
Indian give a big bow.
Let me ask you this: Do
not-
you get the big scissors with the big bow?
Well,
It's not Indian giving. They would just tell you, hey, you can use this if you want. We have to bring it back, though. It
No,
wouldn't be
no,
Indian.
no. If I fucking buy my wife at some point, if I ever get one of those, a fucking white Lexus for Christmas morning, and it comes with the red bow, I'm keeping the fucking bow.
Well, then you're going to have to buy it
You
yourself.
don't get the big
Then
bow
you have
back.
to buy it yourself.
Bullshit. Then
You're being ridiculous,
add it to
dude.
the price of the car. I'm not giving the big bow back.
You guys are screaming about the bow. I think the bigger issue is the big scissors. Do you get the big scissors that cut ribbons?
Of course not. No.
Well, then how are you going to get the bow off?
Dude, it's never wrapped. They just pull off. They just drag the bow off.
Don't they shut it in the doors?
Are you sure?
I think they shut it in the doors.
I don't know.
But dude, no, the scissors. It's like, oh, would you like to borrow my giant scissors so we can cut the bow off your car?
So you think
your bow off
so you think
your
the scissors
car?
that you get to borrow, but not the bow?
I don't know exactly how that works, but I'm telling you right now, I'm not giving the big bow back.
Somebody told me that, dude. I don't know if it was Gabara, but somebody told me.
Well, that's bullshit.
You can borrow the big bow.
Don't you think that's shit?
No.
Oh, what are you going to do with the bow?
Dude, just have it in the garage. A reminder. Remember the time I did that for you, sweetheart? Oh, you don't want to blow me? You go see the big fucking bow outside
in the garage.
It was a $40,000
the big
bow.
Right, the bow.
Yeah, the bow. Yeah, see upstairs.
Great point. We'll save the rest for tomorrow.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for hanging with us today. We'll do it again tomorrow, and hopefully you'll all join us then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.